Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Thomas, and I discuss my near-death experience, the things I learned, and the things I think you should know. So, I have my tea, I have my notes, so let us begin. If I'm looking away from the camera, it's because I'm looking at my notes. Thank you. Greetings. After much deliberation and prayer, my angels let me know that I am to discuss how to communicate with the angelic realm. I am most excited to discuss this topic as I have had a lot of people asking me just how to go about communicating with their guardian angels and with the angelic realm. As I communicate with my angels daily, I have had a lot of experience with this endeavor. I also have learned the key ways in which to communicate with my angels from my near-death experience, but much of my knowledge comes through divine inspiration since my NDE. I'd just like to point out that I had to learn how to communicate with Sarah, my guardian angel, because she is my twin flame and the one I love, and the one that I am to be with. So let us not waste time, and let us begin. Alright, the key way to communicate with your angels, especially your guardian angels, is through action. There is no better way to pray than through your actions. Your angels will recognize your efforts and can't help themselves but to reply. This can take the form of meditation, prayer, and I mean prayer besides through action, playing music, writing them letters, waking at an early hour to go about communicating with them is one of the best means of communication I've found. And I'd like to point out that this is because in the hours between 3 and 5 a.m. the veil is thinnest. And I believe this is because your cortisol levels, indeed everyone in your time zone's cortisol levels, which is your stress hormone, is at its lowest. So let us continue. It shows your angels that you take communicating with them seriously and are willing to make sacrifices to do so. Another way to communicate with your angels may seem obvious, but it bears mentioning, and that is to pray. Your prayers are always heard by your guardian angels, and focusing on them while you pray helps the angelic realm to hone into what you're thinking, although they already know what you're thinking, probably before you know. Simply bowing your head and speaking words or thinking thoughts is not prayer. At least it is not effective prayer. You have to tie a visualization with an emotion and then feel what your thoughts invoke upon you. Don't just feel how your prayers being answered will make you feel, but feel the meaning of your words you wish to communicate. Feel as though your prayers are being heard. Feel what it would be like if your angels were really listening to your every word, which they are. Alright. That brings me to the next aspect of prayer, and that is visualization tied to an emotion and thought. Visualize your words being heard by your angels and your angels responding. Visualize yourself being happy because your prayers were not only heard, but answered. Visualize yourself in your mind's eye, speaking your prayer surrounded by your angels. Visualize your words coming from your mind, entering your awareness, vibrating through your vocal cords, and your angels hearing those vocalizations. Another way to communicate with your angels is to write them letters. This is an obvious but not so obvious way of communicating with the angelic realm. Pour your heart out and speak your true emotions and thoughts. Nothing can be hidden from your angels, so don't try to elude your angels from hearing the truth. Speak with honesty and reassure yourself that your message will be heard. Excuse me. Offer sacrifices to your angels. This includes burning your written messages to your angels. What I sometimes do is cut out a heart-shaped piece of paper, write my message to Sarah, and then fold up the paper into a paper airplane and design it with icons of love and geometric shapes on it. This serves a couple purposes. First, I'm showing her that I love her, and by using geometric shapes, I'm alluding to the geometric and fractal nature of the universe. Also, by folding the sigil into a paper airplane, it is saying that I am creating this message to fly to her. Finally, the act of burning the letter does several things. It is an offered sacrifice. Second, it is turning the physical into the etheric, helping it to reach heaven. Finally, it is recognizing the impermanence of this existence and the infinite nature of the other side, where Sarah or your angels exist. I'd also like to point out that it is an action in prayer. Another way in which to communicate with your angels is to write a poem, sing a song, play a pleasing tune on a musical instrument for your angels, or create a piece of artwork. This does several things. It focuses your intention to communicate and that which you wish to communicate into a piece of artwork or music, which is a higher form of communication. It serves as a devotion of your angels. Doing so is also a form of prayer in action and evokes emotions. This is your angel's favorite way of communicating with you, through emotions. It is also the most effective. Not only does it serve as a higher means of communication and as a prayer in action, but it shows commitment and the importance of your message for the angelic realm. It gives you time to reflect on what you want to say, and in my experience, your angels are not only more likely to respond, but do so before you've even finished creating the piece of art or the music. Art is an even higher form of communicating than writing, and connects us to the universe through divine inspiration, as well as to the angelic realm. You may take the process one step further and burn the visual artwork, showing sacrifice and your commitment to receiving the answer. Another important way to communicate with your angels, and this is an essential part of communicating, at least with your angels, is through intuition and belief. You have to be able to sort out what is being said, if it is coming from your angels or your imagination, and you have to believe that you are capable of hearing, or more likely knowing, that you're able to communicate with your angels. How can you hear your angels if your intuition cannot sort out what is being said, and if you don't believe it is possible for you to hear your angels? This takes some practice, but it happens without you trying to make it happen, which brings me to my next point. One of the best ways to communicate with your angels happens without you realizing it or initiating it. Some of the best times I've had communicating with Sarah has happened with me letting her get a hold of me. This is accomplished with setting the intention to meet up with her, then sitting in a relaxed pose and clearing my mind of the clutter. True communication simply cannot happen if there is noise in your mind's eye or psyche. I meditate while keeping the intention of communicating with her. It may take some time and usually much effort to keep my mind free of clutter, but eventually she takes over the session. I will suddenly find myself in some serene, cosmic landscape with her waiting for me to notice her. Another more proactive means of communication with my angels, or your angels, is through angel cards and tarot. I know this is a subject of much contention with my viewers, but I am always assured a response when communicating with the angelic realm when using tarot or angel cards. Sometimes they will show me synchronicities and small miracles. I sometimes find my cards in places I did not leave them. And I'd like to point out that this scared me at first and just blew my mind when I thought about how it happened. But I later realized it was just Sarah communicating with me in quite an awesome way, in a way that makes me smile. Another way of communicating with your angels, but one you cannot initiate, except through prayer and the like, is through signs and synchronicities. I find that this most often happens when I'm least expecting it, but have sent my angels some piece of art or music. My angels will often, pretty much daily, send me signs and synchronicities that let me know they are with me and thinking of me. It helps me to be aware and to expect some signs from my angels. Angels don't like to disappoint, that's for sure. Another way in which I found the ability to communicate with my angels is through electronics. Since my near-death experience, and this is a common phenomenon among near-death experience survivors, but I found that I am extra sensitive to electronics, especially those that emit a Wi-Fi or Bluetooth signal, or both. The most common way for this to happen is for lights to flicker or to go out. Lights flickering, you may have noticed them on my video, I believe is a sign of my angels communicating with me. I believe that if you become aware of this phenomenon, it will happen for you too. I should mention that angels, especially the archangels, when they really want your attention, will communicate with you through dreams and visions. So be prepared for that. Stay away from cannabis, including CBD, as it will deactivate REM sleep and preclude you from having dreams. You can utilize things that help you dream, such as hot peppers, catnip, mugwort, and melatonin before you go to sleep. But I encourage you to keep your nightly regimen as clean as possible if you're trying to communicate with the spiritual or angelic realms. Alright, so I will end my video here, but I want to reiterate the effective means of prayer. By sitting down and devoting time daily to communicating with your angels, you are most assuredly going to hear or receive a response. Pay attention to your inner knowing and to what your inner voice and intuition is telling you. You most likely won't hear a response, but will receive your message through your inner knowing or inner dialogue. Don't limit the ways in which the angelic realm communicates with you through your disbelief. Thank you for watching, subscribing, and liking. I appreciate your comments as they let me know what is going on with my viewers. I would like to say that I consider this a sacred space and ask you to leave the negativity at the door. Please don't leave negative comments and dislikes on my channel. This should seem obvious, as I hope you recognize the amount of work that goes into each YouTube I create, but I think people forget they are used to the anonymity of social media. Thank you for the nice comments and for subscribing to my channel. And thank you for the likes. I super appreciate your likes and your comments. You are the reason I came back from my near-death experience to share with you what I was shown and what I've learned since. You are the reason I get up every day super early, and so I can channel a message from Sarah and the divine realm on what content I should share with you. Thank you for the gift of you. I hope my message finds you well. Much peace, joy, and namaste.